VP4TV.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool, nothing else.
Right, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here this Sunday afternoon for another match in the 2025 Virtual 8-Ball World Championships. And it's a one-loss side match between Romario from the UK and Acero representing Japan. It's going to be about 10 o'clock at night his time. We're just coming to the top of the hour. Acero usually jumps in at the last minute. He's still not here. Romario's been kicking around. Quick update on what's happening as far as the schedule goes. We have this match. We've got the Cobra One Pocket Slim Round 3 match at 5 p.m. And that's one Slim will be covering himself. And then we've also got Albinario and Rabi at 8 p.m. tonight, and I'll be there for that one. So 3 matches to go today. The one lost side, which I don't even know what it's a race to. Is it a race to 9? Yeah, one lost side, race to 9. So this won't take that long. Although the match last night with Larry was a good solid 2 hours. Larry will be hoping today's a better day, or when his next match comes around, he'll be hoping it is, because he struggled a fair bit, Larry, last night. But he did eventually overcome VP, what's his name again? UK Twister. Probably too early for Steve. Acero has arrived, so that we've got a match. I'll have a quick tab and a quick check. No sign of him. So unlikely he's going to be here, but I'll leave it up for the time being, and then once the match starts, if there's still nobody there, then I'll shut it down. So the room is up. Now, Romario is capable. That's all I'm saying. He's capable. Romario's found to his cost the dangers with these pockets. Acero should be the stronger player. He should get the result in the end, but we know how dry breaks affect this game so much. So it wouldn't be necessarily the shock of the century if Romario actually fell over the line in this match. He's got every possibility he can do that, but that depends how long he stays in the match. So that's all going to unfold. And Romario, having been here, he's not exactly in a hurry to get in the room. So this should be a better time for Acero. Bearing in mind the other match, or the reason he ended up in here, he was playing like, 3:30, 4 in the morning, his time, which seems ridiculous. Maybe Romario's fallen asleep. That'll be a laugh. He's in the lobby, and then he forgets to join his room. But again, if he's in front of the PC, he does get the alarm warning to let him know the room is up, and he'll already have had that. Welcome to Slim. Good luck later on. And Romario is in. And I saw a post on Facebook there. Debs, or Lady Hawk, has been in hospital. She's had breathing problems. She's had a chest infection, and she was whittled away to hospital, and she's posted a message saying that she's back out in recovery. So I hope she gets better. So, believe it or not, we've had a ball in the break. But again, we've got an ugly collection there on the right-hand side of the table. 8 ball married up with a 4. Stripe right next to them. And Romario was actually trying to improve that 4 ball there, having decided to go for the solids. And he's sitting none too good here. He's got a very dodgy thin cut in the 7. I don't know that he can see enough of the 1 ball. He can't. And already struggling to find a shot. Well, at least he's got his 4 ball out, but he's sent it past the pocket pretty much. Well, it's a horrible day here in Scotland. We've had the forecast all week that the weather was going to break down. We've had high pressure all week, but it's been a very cloudy and, as we say over here, dreich week. We haven't seen a glimpse of sunshine all week. And finally, the Atlantic front has moved in and we've got rain and it's miserable. A typical Scottish summer's day. But it is not pleasant outside. I was going to do a big shop this morning, but I took one look outside when I went out to my bin to put some rubbish out, and I thought, nope, I ain't going. And acero getting a bump, but at least he can certainly pot the 9 ball now. And the 8 ball, I don't know whether it's dead in the water where it's sitting. Let's have a quick look. Well, that's horrible. So he'll do well to get out here, even though he certainly can clear his last 3 balls, no problem. As long as he takes is that the 11 or the 13? I think it's the 11. Holds there for the 9. But a big headache with the 8 ball. And Romario immediately becomes favourite. But that is so... There's no way that's dropping in. I'm saying that right now. There's no way that's going in. But what do I know? It's definitely not going in. He's going to try and cut it across. Play the bank. Needs to avoid that double kiss, because it's very tight. This cue ball needs to get away fast. And the cue ball's gone south, and it's ended in a disaster for acero. It always was going to be the problem with the 8 ball, but here's where Romario has to capitalise. He cannot waste this opportunity. 8 ball in the middle of the table, ball in hand, and he's got to get out. Simple as that. If he fails here, it's not a good sign for his future prospects in this match, where he really has to get out. And that 3 ball is the one that he has to get on reasonably good, and he's immediately gone 2 straight in the 4. He's immediately got himself in trouble. Well, for the most part, Slim, on the west side of, I'm talking about the west side of Scotland in winter time, most of our weather does predominantly come off the Atlantic. So we're generally, although we get chilly, we don't often get bitter winds. Those will come off the continent. and the East Coast then gets the worst of it. We're still sheltered, but most of the time our weather is wet and damp and cold, and we don't get a lot of snow down here. And especially when the weather comes from the east in winter time, if there's a big area of high pressure over Russia feeding the winds down over Norway and Sweden into the UK, that's when it gets cold over here. But on our side of the country, when they're getting a lot of snow on the east coast, we get very little. We're sheltered. We end up usually just being cold and dry and frosty. We've had that. We've had periods of that over my lifetime. But I'd sooner have our weather than some of the stuff that you guys get in the States and certain, Tornado Alley and places like that, and hurricanes coming up the coast. No, you can keep all of that stuff. We don't get hailstones the size of bloody baseballs. We don't get that over here. So it's a lot more tolerable, our weather. But then again, if we get a period of warmth over here, we don't have air conditioning in our homes, so we sit and stew. We're not prepared for any kind of weather in this country. All it takes is an inch and a half of snow, and we've got accidents, we've got roads blocked, we've got all sorts going on. Yes, I am muted. I was blowing my nose. So Acero, like Romario, had control of the table for the most part in this rack. Wants to get out into the table here, make this as comfortable as possible, this cut. Well, what time is it over there, Slim? It's what, 10 past 2 over here. So is that like 10 past 7 or 10 past 6 where you are? That's if Slim's still around. He might have fallen asleep already. Anyway, rack number 3 has given Romario a ball. And the table is not pretty again. We've got one main issue up top left. We've got a solid block in those two stripes. So Romario's decided that, well, this is an ambitious combo, I'll tell you that. 2 ball. And the 7 ball rattles and stays there. And now all the problem has been cleared up by Romario. And the table is now Acero's for the taking. 8-15. Breakfast time. Well, it's going to be, I thought he'd maybe nailed himself to the 3 ball there for a second, but I think he's fine. It's going to be the 1 ball for the 8, so that's an easy out. He's left himself short, though. He's left himself really short in this 3 ball. He's going to have to go plan B. And that's well played. Well, he just needs to get around the corner. He's a bit straight. And, well, threatened to go wrong there, but he's got away with it. So Romario's shot, the 1 shot they had, chose to play the combo to open the table up and really served it in a plate for Acero. And now Acero's come up dry. Again, there's issues with this table. We've got a tilt on it for a start. Most of the balls have rolled left side. We've got a solid and a strike married up. We've got this problem up here with those 2 balls there. So it's not an invitational to help yourself this table. Things have to be improved. And Romario commits himself to the stripes. Now, why is he not taking the 1? Well, I was going to just say there, why is he not taking the 10 into the other corner? But he's bumped it into play. And he's got one other main problem. And this is again what we keep going back to. Romario's keeping potting balls here. And he's now looking to play the combo and probably bump in, draw back and bump that 13 ball or 5 ball or do something. At least that's what I think he'll have to do, because he's really not going to get to that 13 ball any other way, I don't think. Let's see what he does. He's got the bump. He might be, well, he has a shot on it into the side, but the cue ball is going to be ugly. He's got the 10 ball up table, or is it the 14? It's a 10. Now, he needs one good shot. Now, he's got the angle to stun up the table. He's got to watch the side pocket. And he needs to get far enough with this stun. Now, he's a bit straight. Let's have a look. In fact, yeah, he's actually too straight. He might just roll over to... Well, he's trying to run it. He needs a bit of luck. Oh, he's got it, has he? No, he hasn't. And there we go. He's now second favourite unless he can get this bank. And that's a great shot. Where's the cue ball going to end up, though? I think he's hooked. And he's well second favourite now. Needs some big luck to kick this into the side. And it's going to be 3-1. Now, how's that 1 and 2 sitting? They look, well, absolutely stone dead. So no problem here for Acero. It'll be self-inflicted damage if he ends up giving up this table. Well, he's probably going to have to take this 7 ball now. I don't know whether he was intended to play the 7. But he's now got himself reasonably good. Again, he's running away, so he wants to miss this 4 ball. I thought he was going to run forward there and make sure he misses it and take it into the side, but he's fine. He's decided to play the 6 instead. Just stunning out into the table. And this is easier playing the 8 into the side than it is to try and come back to get on the 8. So Acero's well settled in now and has a little lead to protect. And now the emphasis on the break is even more for Romario. And it doesn't look good. Well, if you're looking at solids, you have a problem with the 3 ball. However, the 4 ball is down this bottom right-hand end of the table, and you could, at some point, get a bump to try and get that 3 into play. If you decide in the solids, then your 10 ball is the one you need to get out of the way at some point, because that's blocking the path for the 9. You've got 2 stripes up top that are available. And the 8 ball is guarded a bit by that 7 ball. So he's actually going to play the combo. No, I thought he was going to play the combo. I thought he was going to roll the 9 there to free it up. But the 9 is now free in terms of the 10 balls out the way. So this is now a table for running out. But he's just going to have to get into a good spot to get that 9, though. I mean, that can be It's the only other stumbling block I can see is getting on the 9 good. And he might be having a go at that now. And that, I think, might be good enough. Yeah. He just needs to make sure he can get back out into the table off this, which he has done. So, problem ball dealt with. And now, as I mentioned earlier, this 7 ball is the issue. Now, clearly, if you pot the 12 and you've got a fairly straight angle in the 12, then you just dip back and you've got the 8 ball. You don't want to be trying to roll through here because you can't get enough of the 8 ball to pot it. So that option's out the window. And he's gone a bit further than he would like. He's just dragging the pace off this. And that's well done. That's perfect. And there's enough there just to hold for the 8 ball. Not a problem. And Romario's going to need a favour or two now already in this match. Remember, we're only a race to 9, so this is very quickly running away from him already at 4-1 down. Needs some help. But not only that, he has to be rock solid if he does get opportunities now. A ball has gone in. Now, well, we've got a whole load of stripes on the right half of the table. That one there, one over the corner, and 3 up top. And he's looking at... Well, he's looking at the combo. I think he can get enough of the 5. Yeah, he can get there. And once again, the only problem I can see is the gap to get into for the 8. And, you know, there's plenty of room to get into the gap to play the 8. It's all about the pattern he's playing here. Now, he's going to have to probably come across the table and out and onto this 15 into the side. He's trying to hold the cue ball. Now, 9 ball over the pocket was the bailout. Well, now this is there's a critical point here. If he's taking the 13, he's maybe playing a 2-way shot here. No, he isn't. He's determined he's going to hold the line for this 15 into the side, I believe. And he needs to get off the rail, which I think he's got the angle where he should be comfortable, and just hold the cue ball. So no panic. Everything was fine in the end. And it's already at this stage looking like Romario's adventures into the World Championship tournaments is going to be short and sweet. And I don't think this is going to help him either. Right. Bit of a mess down the bottom as we look. Obviously, there's a 10 ball along the rail up top to get started. But 3 stripes down this bottom here around the 8 ball doesn't look good. You've got the 6 ball if you go solids married up with the 8 ball. 4 ball adjacent to 11. So there's maybe a bit of bumping needed here and the roll of the ball to help you. Oh, I keep forgetting to check this replay. Where are we? Yeah, I've shut it down again. No, that should be us now. We'll do a quick test in a second. Yeah, that replay's working. Now, this needs to be hit firm. We're going to try and get into that. That is a very good effort. I mean, he cleared those balls out the way, but I don't know that he can get there. I don't know that he can get there. He's going to try and turn this over a wee bit, but there's definitely a foul on here in this 8 ball. Just trying to this, and he's played it well. He might have to do the same again in this 7 ball. This looks tight. No, he's okay. Well, he's worked this out pretty well, Acero, considering it was reasonably ugly, this table. But having said that, look what he's left in the 8 ball. Well, Romario, you better get your shooting warmed up if you're going to get here and get a shot at this. Slim chance, but it's there. So here you go. This is a must. It's obviously stating the obvious. And he's going to have to try and nick across and get this 9 ball, I think. Get that dealt with. And then find his way up top. At some point, decide where he's playing. That 13 ball might be just straight up the table. Because the 13 ball's awkward. Yes, the 11 ball's there and it's handy. I would have been more inclined to get rid of that 13 ball. That's my main concern. So now he's trying to come into the middle of the table for this 11. And whatever he does, he wants to get off the rail. I don't know that he's straight enough that he can actually stop this. No, he isn't. He's just rolling it in. But even this is just a wee bit dicey. He should never miss it. But he's taking his chance. That's all he can do now. Needs a favour, as we said. He needs a dry break from Acero and he needs a good table. It's a lot to ask for. And Acero has got a ball. And again, there's a lot of stripes up top that are available. No problem with the stripe near the side pocket. I think it's a 10 ball because you can roll that down the rail. 11 ball goes into the side as well. But he looks as if he's going the other way. He's going solids. And he's got one isolated solid. Now he's going to be interfering with the 15 ball, taking this 1 ball. But I think he's trying to rub off it to maybe play the 4 into the side if it goes. Well, that almost went badly wrong. But the 4 is very tight, I think, into this side pocket. He's got the 6 ball. I mean, he's got a bailout, but this is really dodgy, this 4 ball. And again, shot it with confidence, in off the far jaw. Now he's only got the 2 ball to worry about, which he'll deal with now. But he's got himself. I think this might be frozen. This is dodgy. I think that's locked up. And it's gone in. It just held the line enough. Now, again, he would have liked to have been further into the table. He's just got to get this cue ball maybe running or coming back and missing the 3 so he has a pocket for it to go into. And that looks very well played. That's excellent. This is a break and run, isn't it? We haven't seen that many, I don't think, but I think this is. And I think you can already see the difference in Acero simply from the fact that he's not playing at 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, he's a lot more sure of himself. Well, Romario can only just keep going, but nothing's in his favour. 4 racks down. Acero only 3 away from surviving. But Romario's got a ball. And he's given a good look to find his path out here. Now, my immediate concern is the 15 ball if he's taking stripes. And I think you can work out why, because it's in a dodgy spot. And we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he played to get there, but he's on it. Again, he's looking around and looking around. I mean, regardless of how he pots that 15 ball, now he's not taking it on. And then, of course, it's all gone really bad because he's missed the pot in the 10. Well, that, I think he actually should have chewed down on it and played that 15 and got it out of the way, because it was always going to be hanging there. And then, of course, his head's that messed up, looking around and looking around. He's forgot the pot. So everything about that was bad. And I don't know whether the stripe has come to his rescue in the 1 ball, and it hasn't. So the 1 ball's available. And the only lifeline he has now is the 8 ball where it's sitting. And if Acero can drop down onto this 2 ball sooner rather than later, and he's trying to get there. I'm not sure that he's playing for the 1. I think he was playing for the 2, but he hasn't hit it enough. He's left himself too much angle, but he's going to have another go at it. Come back off this 1 and leave an angle in the 2 to get a chip into this 9 and 8 ball. He's not trying to do it now, is he? Well, I don't think that's any good. That's no good at all. I think he's overcooked that big time. He should have just actually come back to leave the cut so that he could spin into that 8 and 9. Well, got to say it. At the moment, Romario's favourite unless Acero can get right down here and play the bank on this 8 ball. And that won't help him either, because he's now tied up with a 6. He's got a cut back bank, I think. It's tight. Well, the 8 ball was always going to be the helper there for Romario. But Acero found himself in trouble sooner than we thought. And this just makes it a wee bit more important that Romario gets this pattern right, simply because that 6 ball's blocking one of the top pockets. Now, the shot for me is pot that 14 hold that cue ball and roll that 12 into the far corner from where he is now. Get it dealt with. And I don't like this. See, he's had a chance to get that 12 out the way and he hasn't taken it. And now he has to get good. You know, you've got to give yourself as many options to get out, and he has to get good. And he should do, let's be honest. Just a roll in. But I would have immediately got that 12 ball out of the way for my nerves. And there you go for hammering the 8 ball. I mean, you roll it in dead weight. You know, you just drag it in dead weight. You're never going to miss it. You start slamming balls and rattling the jaws. They're not going to go in at that pace if you're not getting your line right. A complete sellout. And again, that's a numpty shot. But Romario's like that. He's been like it for 20 years. Why change the habit of a lifetime? And a big swing there. And I think it's one of these. Oh, hang on a minute. What have I done here? What have I done here? Lost the bloody screen there.
Hasta la vista.
Aye,
baby.
that's what I was looking for. It's that. Welcome to Paul. No, you wouldn't make that in your sleep because you'd have to see how tight these pockets are. But no, I mean, it really is a numpty shot there by Romario, taking things for granted and slamming a ball when all you do is just baby it in. You've just got to roll it in the hole and it's going to go in. But you do, and again, it proves he's not even cueing right. He wasn't even lined up properly in that to slam it to the jaws and hang it up. And he knows I'm going to be critical of him there with that shot. That was terrible. Yes, it's tight. We're one notch tighter, not narrow. And it's catching a lot of players out. Well, I'll correct myself in that. It's catching players like Romario out when they slam a ball when they don't need to. All you've got is a dead straight 8 ball that you can roll in and you have no problem. And he's trying to be spectacular. For whatever reasons, I don't know. And Acero will be in the hill in a minute. He can get the cue ball out far enough. Well, he shouldn't really have a problem. As long as he gets the cut and the cue ball doesn't collide and go behind something, there's really only one ball it could go behind. But he should be well away from that, and he should have a shot in the 8. He's managed to kill it and hold it. Well, this match started at 2 p.m. It's going to be all over before 2:45. Or at least it should be. Big sellout from Romario. And it's cost him 2 racks. And this is a very good table. Looking at his options here, yes, he's on the 4 ball. You've got nothing but stripes up there until you get to the 5 and 2 ball, the 2 solids in the middle of the table. But all of these balls can find a way to a pocket. It's all about the cue ball. He's on the 3. He can get rid of the 6 and deal with that immediately because the 6 ball is one that is isolated and you just simply want to get that out of the way. Now, this shot's important as well because you'd really want to get rid of the 2-ball next if you can. Now, he might be... Has he double-checked that this 5-ball goes past the 2 into the side? See, that's uncomfortably tight to get good on. If he goes far enough, he'll be through on the 2. And I think that's what he's decided on. He's actually overhit it slightly. And he's going to be just running that wee bit loose. Trying to kill all the pace. Now he's just left himself a wee bit dodgy. Now, if he's going to cut the 7, he doesn't want to come straight across and bump the 5. But he's probably avoiding that for that reason. But he's, again, just got to get into the cue ball. Played it well. Again, just a dead weight drop in the 7. And the cue ball will have a shot in 8 into the corner. And it's been a comfortable win for acero. And not actually that many mistakes from acero when you start counting them up. Romario's the one that, well, he made the one big howler. The breaks never really helped people at the end of the day, but Romario got what he deserved in the end, because you just cannot take something for granted on this table, in these pockets. So a comfortable 9-2 win for acero. He can get to bed, and acero survives. So now we'll have a quick look and see where that puts him. I think he's going to have quite a weight now. Where the hell is he? As a matter of fact, where is acero gone in this bracket? There he is. So he's lying in wait. We've got, and I wonder if this match will go ahead, because Mr. Fox never turned up for his match on the winner's side, and Shibo never turned up for his match. So this could end up in goodness knows what's going to happen between those two, but the winner of that match, or whoever gets advanced, is the next opponent for acero. The winner's side, top to bottom, Larry struggled through last night. And like I said last night, had he been playing somebody stronger last night, Larry was done for. I mean, that looks a better score than it actually was, because if Twister had been good enough to take... Well, Twister had his problems. His pattern play was not great. His confidence on the shot wasn't great. And he missed a few opportunities because of it. He got 7 racks on the board with a fair bit of help from Larry, because Larry was error-strewn last night. But anyway, Larry, if you have a bad one and you get through it, that's all that matters. You can forget about it. We've got Tommy on Spud Boy, and it'll be a huge surprise if Tommy doesn't come through that one. We've got the match later on tonight at 8 p.m. British Summer Time. We've got Albinario with his first outing in the tournament, having had the bye from the first round, up against Rabi. And Rabi's going to be tested on these pockets, as is Albinario, because you'll get the flavour of that tonight. But again, Albi should be far too strong for Rabi. And we've got Stubb, who has got through to round 2. Bearing in mind that Stubb was pretty much on the one-loss side in that match with Bankster. Bankster having that 3-rack lead with 4 to play, and Bankster saw the finishing line too soon, and he lost his nerve in the end. And Stubb, though, still had to battle on, which is what he does. He won't give up, and he got himself through, and now he finds himself in a match with Vertical Liquid, and if Stubb loses that, he'll definitely be a complete numpty. He should be too strong. The trouble with Stubb is he'll take liberties, but I don't know that Liquid's got the game to be good enough to take full advantage of that. We will see. And then we have this match where not really seen a lot of balls, to be honest with you. I would hesitate to say that it could be an even Stevens match. I just don't know with River City, and then again, I don't know whether it will go ahead. And then, of course, we have Coldest Pillow, who has breezed through after having taken out Spectre Dawn in that first round match, 11-5. A healthy victory there, and an even more comfortable victory over Viking. And he's now waiting on the outcome of that match above him. And again, whoever gets through Coldest Pillow should be too strong for the game that he's shown so far. And finally, we have One Pocket Slim up against Cobra. A big step up tonight, certainly for Cobra. Again, comfortably coming through against Romario in that first round match. This is Cobra's first big test. And if Slim's on it tonight, he can give Cobra trouble. We know that. Slim knows that as well. And it could run a close one if Slim can keep his mind on what he's about to do. Remember, he said he's going to be streaming it. He shouldn't be doing it, but that's the way he enjoys it. So good luck to him. Right, so I'll be back later on tonight. I'll be dropping in to watch that match anyway with Slim and Cobra. And I'll be back for the Albinario and Ravi match at 2000 hours British summertime. That is whatever time that is Eastern. Take 5 hours off that. It's 3, and it's noon Pacific, and it's 9 p.m. Central European time. So thanks for watching, folks. Good luck to Slim, and I'll see you later on.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.